Good evening, hello and welcome to the special broadcast. I'm Anusha Soni. A press conference by Kerala Governor Arif Mohammad Khan has escalated the already simmering tensions between the Pinarayi Vijayan government in the state of Kerala and the governor's office. Apart from rejecting about a dozen ordinances and orders, the governor clearly hinted today that he may not give assent to the two controversial acts that have been passed by the Assembly. That is the Lokayukt Amendment Bill and the University Laws Amendment Bill. Both these laws are the key flashpoints right now. As the tensions escalate between the office of the Chief Minister and the Governor's office, it's an intricate constitutional balance that has been thrown off. Is the elected government of the day justified in diluting the provisions of the Lokayukt Act, which has been instrumental in checking corruption? And to the Governor's office is an open press conference and stinging political allegations behove the office of the Governor. First up, a special report.
You can't shout me down. You can't shout me down. You can't shout me down.
Kerala Governor versus government fight has been reignited after Arif Mohammad Khan released what he called as evidence against Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan. Arif Mohammad Khan claims that Chief Minister Vijayan had given specific instructions to not take police action against a protest against the governor at Kannur University back in 2019. This protest, according to Khan, was part of a conspiracy against him.
Whatever happened at Kannur happened in the presence of more than 100 police personnel. But in the same video you will see a senior functionary, political functionary, who now works in the office of the Chief Minister. He is preventing the police from acting. This is a cognizable offence. This is not non-cognizable.
To back these claims, Arif Mohammad Khan shared clippings of him being allegedly heckled by protesters at the university, showing people working for the Chief Minister, preventing the police from doing their duty.
Instead of doing anything for the people of Kerala, instead of developing the infrastructure, all their attention is focused on silencing those who differ with them. You are going to cut my powers? Who are you?
The LDF was quick to react to the governor's claims. They hit back at Khan, saying that the governor is having sudden outbursts and should act according to his age.
വിദ്യാഭ്യാസത്തിനനുസരിച്ചിട്ടുള്ള പാകതയും ഒരു ഭരണതന്ത്രജ്ഞൻ എന്നുള്ള നിലയിലുള്ള ഉത്തരവാദിത്വ ബോധവും ഒന്നും നിർവഹിക്കാതെ.
The CPIM even went on to say that the governor is an RSS man who just wants to target minorities.
ഒരർത്ഥത്തിൽ പറഞ്ഞാൽ ഗവർണർ RSSകാരനാണ്. അത് കേരളത്തിൽ അനുവദിക്കില്ല. കാരണം മതനിരപേക്ഷതയുടെ നാടാണ് കേരളം.
Now, this is not the first time that Kerala governor and the government have stood against each other. The fight is going on since 2019 when Arif Mohammad Khan was made the governor of Kerala. The biggest question now arises is who has really crossed the line? Bureau Report, CNN News 18.
Well, at the heart of this entire debate is the role of the office of the governor, which is a very coveted position under Indian Constitution. Let's give you a perspective how the relationship between Arif Mohammad Khan, the governor appointed in 2019, and the Pinarayi Vijayan government has been for all these years. The key flashpoints. In 2020, the governor opposed the government resolution against the CAA. It was this year that the protests against the CAA had rocked the entire country and the Assembly had passed the resolution. The governor alleges that the government is interfering in the appointment of the vice chancellors. The powers which have been endowed to the governor, he is not allowed to exercise those powers. The governor refuses to give nod to about 11 ordinances, and one of them was, of course, the ordinance pertaining to the Lokayukt Act, which has now been converted into a bill. 2022, the governor stayed the appointment of Priya Varghese in Kannur University, something that went to the High Court as well, and the High Court, of course, heard this entire matter. This was allegedly a person related to the left parties, and their appointment was bad in law. That's the argument. The government calls the Kannur University VC a CPIM goon. On the other side, the Chief Minister's officers said that they don't want the Sangh to interfere into the workings of the university. the face-off over the University Law Amendment Bill 2022. This once again, the panel of selection, the selection panel, which originally had about 3 members, that has been brought to 5 members. And the argument of the governor is that it unduly infringes upon the power of the governor and gives undue power to the state government. Who exactly is crossing the line in this intricate constitutional balance that should be there between the elected governor, government of the day, and the governor's office for a smooth functioning of a state law and order machinery and the state machinery overall? Clearly that balance has been thrown off and it doesn't seem to get any better. Let's take this question to our panel of guests who are joining us on the broadcast. We have Dr. K.S. Radhakrishnan, the spokesperson of the BJP, who will join us in just a few minutes from now. We also have Professor Dinesh Varshney, who is the leader of the CPI. He's also joining us on the broadcast. Mr. Biju Govind, who's from the Hindu, is also with us. Thank you both of you for joining us on the show. Professor Varshney, coming to you first. The governor today made some stinging allegations against the elected government of the day. And these allegations go at the heart of the functioning, the manner in which the present government is functioning. They're saying that you are diluting the powers of the governor, unduly infringing upon them, and more importantly, you're also refusing to take any kind of action. The government is refusing to take any kind of action against people who allegedly assaulted him back in 2019.
Okay, Anusha, let me have a point-wise rebuttal to what Mr. Arif Mohammad Khan has said today.
Sure.
First, Mr. Arif Mohammad Khan, the Honorable Governor of Kerala, should know the India has a parliamentary form of government, not the presidential form of government. The governor is just a constitutional head of the state. He is not the chief minister of the state. He has not been elected. He has been appointed by Honorable President of India on behalf of the President of India to look after the constitutional proprieties in the state, which he is always allowed to do. Number 2, if a governor say a vice chancellor of the university, a goon, do you think is it an appropriate language? I don't approve it as a professor also. I don't approve it as a civil citizen also. Number 3, if everybody in the world will laugh that Professor Irfan Habib attacked, now the video shows that which you have shown. He objected always in the academic bodies. The governor was bypassing the mandate where he has been invited as a chief guest at the Indian History Congress at Kannur. There the delegates objected about his falsification of history. Today in the press conference also he said that this government is alluding the class enemies, all opposition. Opposition parties are not our class enemies. The class enemies of communists is the capitalism. That is how he did falsify the history at Kannur History Congress.
Professor Varshney, I have 2 very specific questions to ask you. Let's begin with the first question. You rightly said that the office of the governor is a very coveted position under the Indian Constitution. You're right, he's not the elected chief minister. He's supposed to uphold the constitutional propriety. While here's the argument. Here's the argument that Arif Mohammad Khan is making. Look at the Lokayukt Amendment Bill and the manner in which the powers of the ombudsman has been diluted. In fact, this ordinance was once again renewed and the governor refused to sign it. The manner in which the present government has tried to dilute the provisions of the Lokayukt Act, is that really fair? Is that really something that behoved the government of the day? And is the governor not right in protecting the constitutional morality? For the simple reason that there should be checks and balances on the elected government of the day. And that's exactly what the mandate of governor under the constitutional scheme is.
Agreed, Anusha. I would like to know what is the laws for the Lokayukt and the BJP rule states. Let the BJP spokesperson quote those laws also.
And does that make your action any better? Because just a few seconds ago, we were talking about constitutional morality, sir. And you cannot have shifting goalposts of morality, Professor Varshney.
What we have done in the Lokayukta bill is the corrective measures, not reducing the power of the Honorable Lokayukta. And you know, corrupt, as per the Planning Commission, as per the Niti Aayog, Kerala is the least corrupt state in the country.
And I think one of the reasons could be because you had a very strong ombudsman. You are killing the reason now, aren't you?
UP, other states ruled by the BJP. We would like to know the level of the corruption.
Sir, this is what I don't understand. First, we begin by constitutional morality. First, we begin by great standards that you were talking for the left parties and how Kerala is different from all the states across the country. And the moment there is a question on the merits, the goalposts shift and you start comparing yourself to the BJP. You can either have one of them, you can't have both.
No. I'm not comparing with the BJP. I say, please let me know the laws regarding the Lokayukta in the BJP ruled state. We have done a corrective measure. We have not diluted the power of the Lokayukta.
How is it corrective? Substantiate that argument. If the ombudsman and whatever the ombudsman really recommends is something which is up to the competent authority to accept or to not to accept, if it's against a sitting cabinet minister and the chief minister's office has the authority to decide, then how is the ombudsman really independent? You've made it subservient.
Look, no Lokayukta can be over than the Chief Justice of the Kerala, Honorable Kerala High Court. No Lokayukta can be more than the Chief Justice or the laws framed by the Honorable Supreme Court or the Parliament. One has to understand these things. If there is some discrepancies and the corrective measure, that has to be taken. And as it is a matter of the state, the university autonomies are maintained. The university autonomy, every appointment in the university is done by the selection committee, which has been approved.
But you have the leaders of the left parties on record saying that the reason why you have increased the strength of the selection committee from 3 to 5 is because you don't want the Sangh interference. I want to also bring in Dr. K.S. Radhakrishnan into the discussion. Dr. Radhakrishnan, I want to take your view on this. The left parties have said that the governor somewhere is acting on behalf of the BJP. It's the Sangh propaganda which is being brought into the universities, and that's what the Kerala government or the left parties is trying to protect its universities from. Respond to that.
In spite of the political ramifications of the revelations made by the Honorable Governor of Kerala, I would like to confine on the constitutional and legal issues related to the incident. Being the head and chief protector of the Constitution of India, it is the duty of the governor to see that everything, that means legislature, executive, judiciary and military, are being functioned within the frames of the Constitution. And the primary duty of every constitutional authority is to protect the life and liberty of the people of that state. But unfortunately, the right to life and liberty of the governor himself has been brutally violated by a group of people who are headed by an academic, Irfan Habib, in the presence of the police officers, DIG, SP and SHO. The DIG, SP and SHO, they were there, and it was their primary duty to
Dr. Radhakrishnan, I have one very specific question to you, and I'd also request you to just fix your frame a little bit. We're not able to see you properly. The allegation is that somewhere the office of the governor, and this is an allegation, not something that I think is the reality, is the subterfuge or political subterfuge for the BJP to run its propaganda. That's what the left parties are on record to say. Is that really something?
No, absolutely nonsensical. What is the role of BJP in making these legislations? There is not a single member of BJP in the assembly. The legislations have been made by the members of the assembly, and BJP is not there. And nobody asked the governor to protect the BJP interest in this context.
What about the governor meeting the RSS chief?
That is why the honorable governor.
What is wrong with it? What is wrong? No. Let me ask one question. What is wrong with it?
Governors
why
in the non.
Professor Varshney, I'll come to you. Professor Varshney.
No. Please.
No, you finish. Dr. Radhakrishnan, finish.
Is RSS a banned organization? Or the chief of that RSS person has been declared as a persona non grata
Professor
or a person to be caught by the
that's
police?
A fair point. RSS is not a banned organization. What is the big deal if the governor met the chief?
No, it is part of his...
Professor Varshney, please go ahead.
Journalism. He is playing the game of the RSS, which cannot be allowed.
How is he playing the game of the RSS? Respond to that.
Baba, people attack the police station during this temple problem. The RSS, the Home Minister says every Supreme Court order is not to be accepted. They wanted to create a chaos in the Kerala. When the Minister of India says every order of the Supreme Court cannot be ordered. in the Sabrimala temple judgment in the Supreme Court. What do you mean by this thing? Are you more extra constitutional authority? We have I again repeat, we are a parliamentary system of the government. We are not the presidential form of the government. The governor cannot be a Pinarayi Vijayan. If governor wanted to be a Pinarayi Vijayan, let him contest an election in the Kerala and try to be a chief minister.
Srinivasan Krishnan, the spokesperson of the Congress party, is also with us on the broadcast. Mr. Krishnan, clearly the Congress party, the leading opposition alliance, is not happy, especially talking about those two contentious laws which have been passed on the floor of the House. What Mr. Arif Mohammad Khan said today, of course, it's not something that you would politically, really agree with, but does it resonate with what the opposition is really thinking right now?
First and foremost, let me tell you, it's a very pathetic political situation that has evolved in the state, where both the governor as well as chief minister, both of them are forgetting about the dignity of the post that they hold. These are constitutional posts, and the statements and the way they behave should always uphold the dignity. That's gone to the winds. It's an extremely sorry, pathetic situation. They are fighting like cat and dog, like children. They are fighting the statement that they're issuing. Now, we, the Congress party, strongly feel that it's a political drama going on between the governor and the chief minister, between the CPM and the BJP to hoodwink the people of the state.
No, but what's your position on what Arif Mohammad Khan said and what the present government is saying, that the allegation of the present government that the governor is trying to interfere in the functioning of the universities and vice versa, and more importantly, the entire allegation of the left parties that somewhere Sangh is trying to interfere. What is the stand of the Congress party?
Let me give you a clear answer. As far as the universities bill are concerned, it's a fact that whenever the left government comes to power, they fill up all posts with hardcore Marxist ideologies. That's the merit and the experience are not given any importance. And the wives and family members of the key people in the Marxist party and the left parties, they are appointed overlooking merit. So as far as the governor is concerned, his stance that he will not allow the dilution of the appointment process of the vice chancellor, the Congress party is with him. The Congress party is also with him on the issue of the Loka Ayuktha bill, which he said he will not be giving assent. The Loka Ayuktha bill, what a mockery they are doing. They themselves, the left government itself in 1999 brought in the Loka Ayuktha bill. Now the way they are amending it in such a way, the person who is accused himself will decide what punishment has to be given or whether punishment has to be given.
But Srinivasan, we had the BJP guest here saying, we had Dr. K.S. Radhakrishnan really saying that we are correcting the position. This is the correct position which should really exist.
One second there. As far as, I'll again once more come back. Give me 2 minutes time.
Sure.
As far as the Loka Ayuktha bill amendment, we are with the governor. We, in fact, the Congress party and the UDF walked out of the assembly when this bill was passed and the discussions were happening. You know what they are doing? Earlier, the Loka Ayuktha should be a former Chief Justice of the High Court or a Supreme Court. They are diluted to any judge of the High Court. Fine.
Yeah.
Second, earlier the Loka Ayuktha, if they pass an order, he can even give a direction to remove that person with a minister or a public servant. Now they have amended in such a way, if a stricture or something is passed by a Loka Ayuktha who is a former Supreme Court judge or a Chief Justice, the Assembly will decide. Assembly, the Chief Minister is there because he enjoys the majority of the Assembly.
So all the things that the Ombudsman earlier said were binding have been made, some kind of a recommendation that the government may or may not accept.
One second, they are basically striking at the root of the justice system, where the accused cannot decide what the punishment should be or whether he should be punished or not.
I will take that very specific point to the spokesperson present here, Professor Dinesh Varshney as well. But before that, Bijay, I'm coming to you. When you see this standoff between Arif Mohammad Khan and the present government, it's not new. We have seen it earlier as well on multiple occasions happening in the state of Kerala. Which way this is really heading? Because we have seen such flashpoints, say in West Bengal as well. But here, Arif Mohammad Khan, this is not a personality clash. He's talking about certain laws. There's substance to his argument, especially the manner in which this entire Loka Ayuktha Amendment Bill has been passed, the contentious provisions of the bill. Does it really resonate with the people? Because the left parties say we are the government for the people, pro-poor, non-capitalist. Then why are you trying to protect the corrupt?
Actually, we need to look into this public spat between the governor and the chief minister into various angles. The first one is that the relationship, what do you call, the governor and the government, it has been sweeping over a year on various issues. But now it is a new low, and possibly it has hit the bottom. And we should also think that we should also acknowledge that unlike the past governors in Kerala, the present governor Arif Mohammad Khan is also a shrewd politician, and he means business. Whether it is led by the LDF government or the second government led by the
Bijuji, where this is headed, where do we really see the end of it, so to speak? Because as you're rightly saying, it has only gone worse.
Yeah, that's right. But the beauty of the constitution is that there are specific powers for the governor. There are specific powers for the chief minister. In fact, even the governor can go to the court on these contentious issues, which he is opposing. But it is unprecedented that the governor has come out in the open after raising so many issues. It is also unprecedented that there is that a vice chancellor is reappointed. And the governor himself has raised a serious areas in the History Congress. That's a very serious issue. But in fact, we should also come to the point that the governor is also in the wrong when he stated that he had endorsed the government's decision to reappoint the vice chancellor.
He made that statement.
That is also a different thing.
He made that statement. Professor Varshney, I'm coming back to you. Let's talk about the Lokayukt Amendment Bill, and that's one thing that your political opponents from the Congress Party and the BJP have spoken about. What is the reason that you've diluted this bill? How is it that by the dilution of this bill, you're going to achieve any aims of a good governance? You said that the corruption in the state of Kerala is much, much low compared to various other states. By various governance standard and social indexes, the state of Kerala is doing wonderfully well. Then when you had a robust system in place, which was brought in earlier by your own party when in power, why are you diluting it? What's the reason?
Look, we are not diluting. We had made certain corrective measures.
How is it corrective, sir? I'm sorry I'm interrupting you that way, but you said that these are corrective measures. Explain to me logically, how is it corrective? When the power of an ombudsman become recommendatory in nature, not really binding, when the competent authority, quote unquote, under the amendment law is free to accept the recommendation of the ombudsman, or isn't there a direct conflict of interest?
No. Look, always the recommendatory nature is there among those trustees which are appointed by the others. You cannot go over and above the elected governments other than in the Honorable High Courts and the Supreme Court. You cannot. So you have to have the corrective measures. Unfortunately, a governor is behaving like a BJP spokesperson in the Kerala. Why these governors are not behaving like a BJP spokesperson in the BJP rule?
Well, sir, you may have a political point to make and you're free to make that political point, but you have not answered me on substance. If you're saying that these are corrective measures, you're actually telling me that something unconstitutional existed in the state of Kerala all this while, and your government really never corrected it.
No. Look. One particular time may not come into your eyes or your sight at one particular moment. It may come into later. So as and when it comes, you have to go do it. You see, situation changes. No law is static. No law can be static. Law is always lubricated. It should be lubricant. So how laws are has to be understood in perspective. It cannot be understood in the static manner. Try to understand philosophically the formation of laws.
Well, sir, philosophically, I do understand the formation of laws, but what is rather more important is that when the laws are implemented, are you really pursuing the cause of public good? And that is a question that any journalist should be asking. Are you really protecting the public good, or you're protecting the corrupt, sir?
Everybody knows that the Kerala government, the left-front government in the Kerala is protecting the public goods at all levels. We are not corrupt. Even Niti Aayog said that the Kerala is the best governed state with the least corruption.
Because you had a law like that. Because you had a law like that, which you've diluted.
Rule states, many of the BJP rules. Just see the ration ghotala in Madhya Pradesh.
That doesn't answer my question. That doesn't answer my question. I will go to Dr. K.S. Radhakrishnan. Dr. Radhakrishnan, it's only fair I ask you this question because that's what Professor Varshney also said, that the governor is acting on behalf of the union government. It's the agenda of the BJP which he's running. He doesn't really have a substantial argument to make. It's a political agenda he's pursuing. Respond to that.
Yeah. Okay, ma'am. The governor said only two things. Number one, the chief minister should not be his own judge. Number two, the academic and administrative autonomy of the universities cannot be forfeited. If these two aspects are the concern of the central government, yes, the governor tries to protect the concerns of the central government. If these two things are the basic tenets to be preserved in a state that is being ruled by the Constitution of India, then the governor is committed to the Constitution of India. And my good friend from the left has said that this government is free from corruption. Unfortunately, I think that he is not concerned with the gold smuggling allegations, the money laundering allegations,
I'm coming to you.
And the allegations related to the other aspects. There are n number of allegations and which are being inquired.
Srinivasan Krishnan, I'm coming to you. In all likelihood, if the governor refuses to sign two bills, the convention demands that if it's passed once again by the assembly, he has to sign it. But as the principal opposition party in the state, are you open to take this battle to the courts and challenge the constitutionality of these bills?
To whom is that question addressed to?
Srinivasan I'm talking to you.
See, basically, this is there's absolutely no doubt of the fact about that. If this is taken to a court, it will be seen as ultra wise, and the Supreme Court will go into strike it down. There's absolutely no doubt about it. This whole thing is a farce. How can as I said initially, how can when a chief minister is indicted, a chief minister who enjoys the majority in the assembly, that assembly MLAs will decide? This is a total farce. Then repeal the whole thing. Why have a farce like this on the people of the state? You yourself brought in, now you are amending, then repeal and revoke. We don't say that we don't require any judiciary, we don't require anybody to look into our affairs. We are very honest people. We don't require police or judiciary. There's a farce being played on the state. And we are with the governor 100% as far as his stand on Lokayukta is concerned. This will be ultra-wise of the constitution and it will be strike down. So he should not give any assent for that. No doubt about it. Okay. As far as the education bill is concerned, education bill, give me one time. It's a question of between the devil and the deep sea. Now, the left front says, in the selection committee for the Vice Chancellor, if only 3 nominees are there, one will be that of the UGC, other one will be that of the governor. So, both of them will be Sangh Parivar nominees, and what like so the Sangh Parivar and the Bharatiya Janata Party is not doing it, they will hijack it. Now, when the majority is given with the left, as they have been doing always, they will fill up with the Marxist ideologies. Now, it's a question of devil and the deep sea. And what suffers is the autonomy of the higher education system and the quality of the higher education.
Bijuji, I have one last minute which I'm going to give you. I want to understand from you, especially when it comes to the Lokayukta Amendment Act. Yeah. Is this issue really going to resonate with the people of Kerala, keeping in mind that the allegation here is that the government somewhere is trying to protect the corrupt? Bijuji.
100%. This has been brought in just to protect because...
I've taken your point, Srinivasanji. Bijuji, please go ahead.
See, the Lokayukta Amendment Bill, even if it is passed, I don't know whether it will stand the scrutiny of law. It may be challenged in the High Court. Okay. One thing. Secondly, the electorate has given an overwhelming mandate to the LDF government, especially the Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan, who is very popular also, in fact. And that made his second coming. But I don't know how people are going to take in the how people take this. Okay. Because Kerala is very politically and religiously conscious.
Right.
And
well, sir, I only hope that these friction points between the governor and the state machinery, the chief minister's office, don't throw off the intricate balance we have. Because if you look at constitutional precedents, it hasn't really done any kind of service to the state. And of course, the issues concerning public welfare and good, like the alleged dilution of the Lokayukta Amendment Act, should be open for a wider public debate as well. I thank all my guests and panelists for joining us on the broadcast. Shifting to some breaking news coming in. And the Enforcement Directorate has finished the questioning of KPCC President D.K. Shivkumar. The Karnataka Pradesh Congress President has denied money laundering allegations by the probe agencies. Remember, right now he's being probed by the Enforcement Directorate for certain money laundering allegations. The word coming in from D.K. Shivkumar.
Money laundering case, definitely they have power. But what is the money laundering I have done? That also have to be, they have investigated in detail. Surprisingly, they have asked me about the payment from one of my trusts, from me and my brother to Young India. So I have asked for a time.